Hi, good day ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darren. I'm a design engineer working in the semicon industry. But today I will be giving a short testimonial from Prof. Liao's consumer behavior subject. This consumer behavior subject is not my first interaction with Prof. Liao. I actually had a experience with him back in my earlier subject in marketing management. Back then I was a part-time student under a different lecturer. And Prof. Liao was handling the full-time students, and there was this time where we had a joint midterm together, and then all of us in the part-time were really digging into our paper. We were spending about 2 hours working on our paper, and the class from Prof. Liao was leaving halfway through within an hour, and then I was asking the students back then, why are you guys leaving so early? And then they were saying, Prof. Liao said, just keep your answers concise, simple. So back then I felt a bit unusual. I was a bit skeptical. But then fast forward to today, I'm taking consumer behavior under Prof. Liao. In his very first class, he did something unusual as well. Basically, when he came to class, he actually did not introduce himself. He was trying to impersonate himself as a student. He was trying to run an experiment. Basically, he wanted us he wants to see our reaction when knowing that the lecturer is giving last moment notice of class cancellation. And these are sort of things that Prof. Liao does in his class. Engages students, forces us to think. Okay, so in terms of things that goes on in the class, for example, the theories, they're not presented in the typical format in lecture slides or whatnot. They are usually student-centered, activity-based. So it forces the student to come up with activities. For example, for my case, we did consumer learning. For consumer learning, I basically worked on classical conditioning. So we actually demonstrated using experiments to show the students how classical conditioning actually happened. We were linking the different stimuli, the conditioned as well as the unconditioned stimuli, and then forcing a response, and how this jives into the practical sales and marketing world. Besides these sort of activities, Prof. Liao also introduces all sorts of what we call industrial experience. For example, last week, Dr. Zahari Hussain, who is the MD of sales MD for Buruda, was invited in to present on his point of view on what we call voice of customer, and this gives us an industrial perspective on how consumer behavior is being used in the industry. And besides that, I think what we appreciate the most in Prof. Liao's class is that he interrupts in between our presentations to talk about his experience, his consulting work for the government and for the different countries. So he teaches things like probably not taught in other places, like not only the theories, but as well as some things. For example, it's not about what you know, it's about the connection, it's about the networking that we build up. For example, in our MBA. So these are the things that we learn in Prof. Liao's class, and I feel very appreciative. It's being a very rewarding experience. And I think, as I mentioned earlier in the video, I'm from a technical background, so as a stereotypical, I'm a pretty dull person. So if I can go through his class, then I'm sure anyone could go through his class, whether it's in undergraduate, postgraduate, under MBA, or even the PhD level. And so I just want to end this testimonial by saying thank you for spending time, for listening, as well as I hope I've convinced you to attend Prof. Liao's class. Thank you.